Good morning, guys. Welcome to class. I am back and I'm ready to go, almost, I think. Yeah, so we'll see. Okay, in this class, we're going to look at an article and we're going to discuss the topic about cost of living and stuff. Yeah, so how much money you need to live and how much money you think on average we need just to live and things like this. Because they're talking about in the UK, there's a benefit system, yeah? So if you don't have a job or if you, and it's probably the same in your countries, yeah? So if you can't work or whatever, you don't have money, the government will pay you. And because there's no money in the UK at the moment, they're trying to work out how to reduce the payment, yeah? So the government are talking how much money can we give them, things like this, yeah? So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to compare the situation in your countries. Okay, and see if we have enough money, as in the salaries and stuff. Okay, so in that case, who do we have? We have Lady.
Hi, Martin. Can
Good
you
to
hear
speak
me?
with you, Lady. Can you?
Is a great movie, Korean director. I'm from Turkey.
Okay, you were watching a movie.
Yes. It's my
Oh,
favorite
here.
movie.
Okay. Now I see the picture. Okay, so that's cool. Yeah. So is it in Korean, or has it been translated
Yes.
into your language?
I watched it with English subtitles, but its original language is Korean.
Okay, it's interesting. Yeah. So
Do you
Korean.
know Old Boy?
Sorry.
Old Boy. Do you know the movie Old Boy?
Old Boy.
Yeah,
No, I haven't heard of it, but let me search for it. Second.
it's very famous. It's the same director.
Okay, yeah. So it's cool. 1 second. Yeah, and South Korean stuff is getting more popular. Yeah. So with Gangnam Style and things like this, lots of it is coming out of South Korean stuff. Yeah. So lots of popular culture.
I don't know what it's about Gangnam Style, but it's very old movie, and the director is very, very best. Tarantino says about this director, he is my best director in the world.
He's your favorite.
Quentin
Yes.
Tarantino, yeah, favorite. Yes.
He's your favorite. That's cool. Guys, I've just noticed that my camera is very, very dark, yeah? So I'm not sure if it's me or what, yeah? But we'll check about this. Maybe I'll make it brighter. Okay, that's better maybe. Okay, that's cool. So good to speak with you again, yes?
Thank you, Martin.
And Totti,
Yes, hello.
nice to speak with you.
Thank you. How are you?
Not too bad, thank you. Not too bad. We've
Hello.
spoken before, right?
No,
It's the
this
first
is my
time.
first time.
I somehow recognize the profile picture, yeah? But that's cool. And how do I pronounce your name?
Oh, my real name is Nora.
Nora or Ma?
Yeah.
Okay, it's cool. So welcome, Nora, and good to speak to you. Robert is back.
Thank you.
Hi, Martin.
Okay, so good to speak with you again, Robert.
Thank you to you too. How are you?
I'm good. Where have you been?
In the weekdays, I am attending an English course for an intermediate class, so for an intermediate exam. So I don't have too much time because I have much homework to do.
No worries. Yeah, so lots to do and things like that with that. That's
Yeah.
cool. Okay, and Igor is there. How are you?
Hi, how are you? I'm doing well.
Not too bad. Okay, so good to speak with you. Good to speak with you.
Good to speak with you too.
Okay, and that's cool. And we also have Conrad, who's testing snail soup. Conrad, how is it?
Yeah. Hello, Matt. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you today?
It's strange. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Cool. Good.
And where did you eat this soup?
2 days ago.
And where? Yeah. So which country?
Oh wow. No, it was made by a friend of mine who coming from Spain.
Yeah, I had this. Yeah, this week. the same soup, I think, and it's the weirdest thing ever. Yeah. So it's kind of like really salty. Was the sauce brown?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. What is this? Yeah. So I thought. Yeah, I did. Yeah, but did you like it? You liked it, yeah?
Oh, no, really, I am not kidding. I am not getting used to taste that kind of flavor. It's very exotic to me.
Okay, so any Spanish people here today, no? So I want them to explain this because I thought it's just in France that they did this, eat snails. But in your countries, guys, do any of you eat snails? Like, as in a national dish, yes? So, Conrad, I guess in Finland you don't eat snails.
No, I am not in Finland. I am UK.
You're in the UK at the moment, yeah? So we don't eat snails. I can say that with confidence only at the French restaurants. Yeah, but we wouldn't normally choose to do this.
A biscuit, no more.
Okay, so Gada. Are you there?
Yes,
Good to speak with you, Gada. How are you today?
I'm fine. And you?
Not too bad, not too bad. I think this is the first time we've spoken. Is that true?
Yes.
Okay, nice to meet you, Gada. And where are you from?
Nice to meet you too. I am from Saudi Arabia.
Cool, okay, so perfect, nice to meet you. I think that's everyone, right? Okay, so, Robert, Hungary, first question, do you eat snails?
No, it's not a national food here, and I have never eaten it. But maybe I would try it, just one or two spoons of it. And if I like, I would eat more, but I don't know.
It was kind of like a prank from my friend. So for those who don't know, I was in Spain this week visiting a friend, and she ordered me. I can't speak Spanish, yeah, and she's learning Spanish. So I thought, yeah, okay, she can translate. Pulled a prank on me, and knows I'm not keen on eating snails and this kind of stuff. Ordered me snails, yeah, and as soon as it arrived, I looked at it. I was like, oh, yeah. So I didn't know what to eat. But has anyone else tried this? Yeah. So Igor, have you tried snails? Or would you try snails?
No, I have never tried snails. Here is not something normal to eat in my country, to eat snails. I think if you go to some foreign restaurant that origin from our country, like a branch, I don't know, so you can find this kind of dish, but I never tried, and I do not want to try.
Yeah, no, I'm
not my favorite.
I would never have chosen this. I'm glad I tried it, but no, that's enough. Yeah, so one time was enough. But yeah, so yep. Come on.
Did you like it?
Well, the sauce was okay. Yeah, so the sauce was okay. It's just I couldn't get over the idea because when I was a child, I used to play with snails. Yeah, so in the park or the garden or whatever. And for me, it's still psychologically, it's not right to eat them. Yeah, as in they're slimy. They're just ugly things, but it was different. Yeah, if it was,
it's exotic. It's exotic, strange. I couldn't finish to eat that. For me, it's rubbish. I suppose it's strange. It's part of my back garden. It's not part of my.
Yeah. It's not part of the plate, and that's the thing. But really cheap. Yeah. So for one beer plus this, a bowl of these snails in a tapas bar went to €1.50. Yeah. So. In pounds, it's like £1.20. You got one beer and one bowl of snails. Yeah, and I thought that was very, very cheap. Yeah, so but they probably just went in their gardens, yeah, and got them. I don't know if there was much effort, but yeah, okay. So unusual. And Nora, so does anyone else fancy eating snails who we haven't spoken to? So Garda, what about you?
Oh, I'm never tried to eat it.
Okay, would you like to? Does it appeal to you?
Oh, I can't understand what are you saying.
Okay, do they appeal to you? Yeah. Okay. So,
Martin, sorry, what is the meaning appeal to you?
Okay. This is another way of saying.
No, I understand, but what you're asking, but so exact meaning, because I know appeal is many meanings in this word.
Yeah, so you can appeal, meaning you can. Yeah, so when something appeals to you, it means you like it. Yeah, so.
It's attracts you. Do you mean?
It attracts you. Yeah, so
yeah.
It gets your interest. So does it appeal to you? As in, does the idea, Garda, would you be interested in eating snails? Yeah, so I could say, oh, there was football this week, Igor. Does football appeal to you? Meaning, do you like football? Yeah, so Garda, okay, so does the idea of eating snails appeal to you?
No, I can't. My ability don't. I can't eat anything like this.
Okay, yeah. So for you, it wouldn't be good. Okay, yeah. So that's cool, guys. Let's go to the topic. We're talking about costs of living. So the article is how little money can a person live on? Okay, and we're talking about how much money we need to sustain a comfortable life, not a luxurious life, but a comfortable life in our countries and things like this. Yeah. So it's not about necessarily holidays. It's not about things that maybe you don't need. It's just to sustain a comfortable life. Okay, so that's what we're going to discuss. I'm going to send you the article on the Verblink chat box, and we'll see. By the way, and also Noura, did you have any comments on this before we go on? Noura?
Yes.
Okay, so you've never tried to eat it, but does the idea appeal to you?
Oh, we have it in Egypt, but we don't eat it much.
That much, yeah. So you don't eat it that much. It's available, but would you choose to eat this? If you go to a restaurant, if you go to someone's house, you have some, I don't know, stray Spanish guest like Conrad. Would you choose to eat this?
No, I will try to eat it.
Okay, yeah. So you would try. It's kind of weird, yeah. So I don't know how to describe it, but odd. But I'm glad I tried it by accident. I've never chosen it, yeah. So okay. Anyway, so on the right-hand side, there's in the Verblink chat box. There's the article, okay, and I'll put it in the chat box, the Google chat box, for those who can't access it on that. Okay, and I'll share my screen as well for those who are watching. So it's called "How Little Money Can a Person Live On?" And it follows like some changes in the law, because basically the economy in the UK is not so good at the moment. Yeah, so they were talking about it going to another recession, something like this, and the government are trying to really cut down on the money they spend. And one of the things they spend a lot of money on is this kind of benefit system, which I'm not sure if you've heard about, and you probably have something similar in your countries. But first of all, we're going to discuss this and see if you understand. So, Garda, do you know what I mean when I say a benefit system?
Please again.
Okay, so do you know what I mean when I say a benefit system?
I know system, but benefit.
Okay, yeah. So you probably call it something different in your country. This is. Has anyone heard of this? Maybe it's. I don't know if they say this in America as well.
Help for poor people? No. Do you mean this?
Yeah. Okay, so benefit system is basically if you don't have enough money, yourself, the government.
Social security or welfare.
That's what the Americans say, yeah? So social security, welfare. Welfare, we say a welfare system or benefit system. It's common to say benefit system, but I guess social security, things like this. Okay, so Conrad, and sorry, Garda first. Do you have this in your country, and how is it?
Wait, teacher.
No worries. Okay, we'll come back. Conrad, do you understand this?
Yeah.
Okay, and how is it in Finland?
It's cool because it's the government try to help you in many different topics: education, health, care, nursery, times. I don't know, if you don't have money in 1 month, the government gave you a security and try to help you with your salary. It's very good for me in Finland. It's better in comparison to UK or the most European countries. It's very beautiful.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It just means there's no stress, yes? So if something goes wrong in your life and it's not your fault, it's just to get you through, yes? To get through this time. And in that, case, the system is good, yeah, because it helps people. But does it happen?
I suppose the big difference with another countries is the taxes. The taxes in the Ryzen, the Ryzen is very high in Finland.
Yep. So the tax are high, so you're paying a lot of money because, of course, this money is coming from somewhere. Yeah. So and that's why, and that's probably why. So yeah, it's interesting. But do you get people, for example, exploiting the system? That is, for example, if they're getting unemployment money, they can work, they've got a job, or they could get a job, they just decide not to work and to take the money.
Yeah, I suppose it's a similar situation to Switzerland, because many immigrants are trying to cross the borders in order to enter to Finland and move here and stay here for a long time to living thanks to the government helps. It's a not uncomfortable situation. Is that immigrants are pressing the system and create a little social chaos.
Okay, yeah, and that's that we have a term that's called benefit tourism. Yeah, so to go to a country, it's not just for example going to Finland or whatever, but anyone who goes to a country to exploit maybe the social security aspect.
But sorry, when you go to another country, you should have citizenship of that country to benefit this. But to have citizenship, you have to how to say to have some characteristics. So they not take all people and give citizenship, but they give to some people that what meet requirements.
That meet the requirements, yeah. So they meet the specifications. But yeah, things like in the EU, for example, if I wanted to go, I don't know how it is in other countries, but if I wanted to go, I don't know, I quite like Spain, yeah. So maybe Spain's not quite a good example at the moment, yeah, with the economy and stuff. But it would be if I go to Spain and thinking, okay, that's good. The healthcare in Spain is free. Maybe the government will pay me not for money because I'm an EU citizen. I'm not sure. I don't know about this. I haven't looked into it, but I'm not sure if I would get money as an EU citizen, yeah. So that's what we call benefit tourism, where people go within the EU to other countries who maybe have, I don't know, free or better education or better healthcare, and move around to different countries, yeah. So that's what we call benefit tourism.
I think if you want to receive money help with benefits, you should have citizenship of that country. It's I don't know my opinion, but I should look maybe on the internet to find out about that.
I'm not sure so much about this, yeah. So
how they can give money to another citizen? You can what?
I think there are some restrictions, yeah. So I think there's some restrictions, like okay, you have to work in the country for so many months beforehand or so many years beforehand. But I know it does happen in the UK. I've heard about this, yeah. So people coming or going equally from the UK and stuff like this. I'm not sure about this specific examples, but yeah, okay. So Conrad, you're saying you've heard of this benefit and social security and stuff.
Yeah.
How is it? Yep. Sorry.
Let me add one thing. For example, in the case of Finland, the government tried to provide you a home or a free education, but you need to be a citizen.
Okay. Are you Finland?
As I said.
Are you in the EU, Conrad? Is Finland in the EU?
Pardon?
Is Finland in the EU?
No.
Okay, because I want to know how it is, because, for example, if you were in the EU, if I could come to Finland, for example, as an EU citizen, if you were in the EU, and because I have the right to live and to work in any European country, if I could then get the money.
That is the reason because our government don't like to be part of the European Eurozone.
Okay, because this happens, yeah? So because... Okay, so that's quite interesting. Okay, so it's not that I could... Anyone else from a European country, yeah? So, no, I think we've got Turkey and things. Robert, yeah? So how is it in your country, yeah? So with social security and things. Now, have you heard about this?
Yes, it exists. It exists here too, but it is very, very wrong, I think, because it goes to the inappropriate people who don't want to work and just want to exploit this system. And if people who are seeking for job just get a very low benefit. The unemployment benefit is around $100, but what it is very, very low, I think.
But there's no incentive then to take this money in replacement. And it's worth noting, guys, that the people who take the money because it's higher or it's more worth than working and stuff, you can't blame these people, yeah? So it's really the system, yeah, that sometimes people think, well, I don't want to work. It's not worth it, I can get money for free. If the system is allowing people to do that, then you can't blame the people for taking advantage of the system, yeah? So blame the system, not the people. So that's quite interesting. But what would you say, Igor, yeah? So Moldova, what is the benefit system like? So if you don't work...
In my country, benefit system is, how to say bad? Another word, can you find?
It's
not... Yes, it's not at the level of. I found a good expression. At the level of European countries from EU, because people receive money much less than they should receive. So I think it's about I don't know. Very low. It's less than $80, I think, and I think why they do this, because our country want to enter in EU with time, not now, but with time, and to us come officials from EU, and they coordinate different laws, different laws. So they recommend to our country what laws to introduce, what I don't know what to do. So our country to be like countries from EU, and our politicians do all that say from EU to change this law. They change, so they all recommendation do.
And how is it though with incentive? Yeah, so is there an incentive to work over taking this money? So
no, what word do you use? Incentive?
Incentive, yeah. So for example, if do you know what this
no
word?
I understand what you're asking, but I don't know this word. In context I understand what you're asking.
You work, your incentive for working is you get paid, yeah. An incentive is what makes you do something. So
yes.
What encourages you to do something?
Yes, this money doesn't encourage people to do not work, because if you have only this money, you cannot live in normal conditions. So you should have a better a job, or I don't know, maybe someone to help you with money, for example, relatives. But you cannot live with this amount of money.
There's no incentive not to work, which is, I guess, is the point of the system, yeah? So to encourage people, if they can work, to work. It's not.
Yes, and they know that if you do not work and you receive this money, you do not live only on this money. Someone helps you from your relatives. Someone helps you, because here is you do not live on this money. You will, I don't know, you will die, I think. But we have people that helps relatives. Do you know, they go abroad, work, and send money here.
Okay, yeah, things like this, yeah. So,
yes.
But it's okay. It helps them out, but it makes them want to get to. And I've heard lots of people saying in the UK, well, you know, why should I work? Yeah. So, even if they could get a job, they're like, well, you know, it's easier life. I can stay at home. House. The money is not a lot, yeah. So, relatively speaking, the money is not a lot, but it's okay that you can afford to eat and you can afford to live somewhere. Yeah. So, yeah.
May I say one thing?
Yes, please.
Okay. Here, for example, in Finland, the situation is different. Or every time we are watching on the news, the chaotic situation in Spain is a real turmoil. That's the reason, because the government are trying to incentive the national industries for example, to create jobs, but that kind of things, and in order to avoid a fiscal cliff.
Yeah.
The social benefits, it's all the time for you. For me, it's a very good country nowadays in Europe. This is the reason that many Spanish people are trying to coming to Helsinki and another Finnish cities in order to improve their basic needs or must.
Yeah, things like this, yeah. So that's what you could call like benefit tourism, so to say, yeah. Or maybe not just for benefits, but for opportunities, jobs and stuff. Okay, that's interesting. Okay, in that case, let's go to this article I sent you and have a look and see what it's discussing. So it's saying, how little money can a person live on? This is all relative to the UK and things like this, so the cost of the UK and stuff like this. So we're going to compare the situation as well. But let's have a look at this, okay? So who would like to make a start reading this?
I'll do it.
Yes, please. Robert.
The debate over how much money benefits claimants should receive has run on for weeks. But just how little money can someone realistically get by on? The government...
Okay, so let's discuss this.
Okay.
First, just so you know, there's some words, and I'll get you to maybe read 3 paragraphs each or something. Yes, it's quite a lot.
Okay.
But first, so you understand the context, a benefit claimant is what? So what is a claimant? A benefit claimant?
Some claims for benefit, I think.
Perfect. Garda, do you understand? So a benefit claimant is... Did you understand?
Basically, who want to benefit, to have these benefits?
Yeah, so anyone who's claiming the benefits, as Robert said, who is in receipt of the benefits. Okay? Yes. So that's a benefit claimant, yeah? So if you lose your job, you get money from the government, you are a claimant. You're a benefit claimant. Should receive has run on for weeks, okay? You all know what a debate is, right? So,
yes.
Garda, I can't hear you. Are you there? Okay, I can't hear you. Just check your mic settings. We'll come back to you. Okay, so, Lady, yes, I'm going to call you Lady, even though that's the name of the film. What's your real name, Lady?
Nihan.
Sorry?
Nihan.
Nihan. Okay, cool.
Lady Vengeance.
Okay, and Nihan, you're from, did you say Turkey?
Sorry, I couldn't understand.
Nihan, you're from Turkey, right?
Yeah.
Cool, okay, yeah, I remember. Okay, that's cool. So, did you understand so far?
Yes.
Okay, so a debate, yeah? So it's like a discussion, like an argument about how much money benefit claimants should receive has run on for weeks, meaning what? Conrad.
The unemployment persons should have lived a minimum wage. Actually, in my country, when you are unemployment, the government pays you only 5 months. It's very low wage, nearly in euro 200 euro per month.
Yeah.
It's very low. You cannot afford anything. Including your rent, your foods, you cannot afford it. As Igor says, you have to receive some money from your relatives.
Okay, yeah, to balance the books a bit, yeah. So to balance the books, to make everything.
But the government pays all about your wealth and education payments, but not other things. They are free in my country. Health system and education system is free.
So it's not like you have to pay for the medical insurance on top of that, yeah?
No,
So it's
no,
okay.
never.
Yes?
Never.
But after 5 months, then you should, well, in that time, you should find a new job, yeah?
If you have a social guarantee, you should not pay anything about your health insurance or your education or that kind of thing. But you have to pay your rent, your foods, the other payments. Only government efforts 5 months, and you have not money if you cannot find a new job.
Okay, yeah. So you work or you don't get money. That makes sense. Okay, that's cool. That's interesting. Okay, so any more comments before we go on?
I have a question.
Okay.
What's the meaning of the sentences? Recep has run.
Yeah, that's what I was going to explain. Has run on for weeks, meaning has lasted for weeks. This debate has been, people have been talking about it for weeks. It's run on for weeks, meaning keeps running on, keeps going on. Yeah.
Continues on the time.
Keep leave.
They debate in weeks, and not one day, but 1 month.
It's a big issue. They're saying, right, okay, on the one hand, they want more people to be encouraged to work, but on the other hand, they don't want to make everyone live on the street. Yeah, so it's a big debate. Yeah, so they want to give people enough money to live, but not too much money that they're not incentivized to work. Yeah, so that's why they're debating it. Okay, so. Emad is there.
Hi, Marlon. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I don't know, maybe it's morning in your time, but good morning anyway.
And yeah, it's morning here. Are you still in Egypt?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay, so good morning, Emad. We're talking about like benefits of some social security and things. How is it in your home country, and how does it compare in Egypt?
Social security, talking about the security that the government provides to the people, or?
Yeah, so for example, if you don't work, you get payment from the government, yeah, to be able to sustain your life.
So this thing is named as social security?
It's kind of, yeah, social security is lots of things, like pensions is also about healthcare, it's lots of things. But I guess what we're talking about specifically is benefit payments. What we call in the UK, I'm not sure if it's different in America.
Yeah, in Syria, in my country, in Syria, we don't have such things. Maybe no, it's not. If you don't have income, for example, they don't have like constant payment that he can guarantee for you. They can give you like tickets that you can get supply with it. Like they make kind of discounts for the value of the things that you can buy from the market.
So vouchers or coupons, things like this, yeah? So
yeah,
to buy food and things. Okay.
Yeah, but it's not constant. It's not always available, and it's limited. Here in Egypt, I don't know how they work, but I think that they have the same thing, because I noticed that some people have like coupons on their hands. I'm not sure they are working in the same system.
Okay, so it could be similar. We had some from Egypt, yeah. So I don't know if it's still there. I'm not sure. Okay, so in any case, let's. So we're looking at the article. I put the article in the Verbaling chat box, but we're going to go on with this. We're going to see what it's saying. So, just how little money can someone realistically get by on? And that's not saying that's basically saying that the government's not thinking, okay, well, we don't want to spend more than £50 a week. They will try to survive on £50. Yeah, it's saying that to make sure they're getting enough money to be able to realistically afford the basic costs. Yeah, so realistically, yeah. So is that clear? This word, realistically.
Yeah, to be like real, practical.
Practical, yeah. So of course they're not going to pay enough money so they can go on a nice holiday, whatever, to the Caribbean or whatever. But it's more like to buy basic food, to be able to buy bread, fruit, meat, yeah, things like this.
Is it possible to survive like in this very few money? Is it enough?
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah, so lots of people do, because the government give you a house, they give you everything. Yeah, so it's more than possible to survive, I would say.
Wow, great.
It's not huge money, yeah, but it's not worth it, to be honest, if you can get a job, a normal job, but it's enough money that you're not going to be on the street. Yeah, so this is the issue. They're saying that some people are happy to live like this forever and not work because they get their house, they get the fruit and things like this. Yeah, so that's the debate. Okay, so let's read the next paragraph. Who'd like to start?
I'd like to start.
Yes, please.
From the major?
From the government, yeah? So from the government.
From the government.
The government says no family.
Okay. The government says no family on benefits should receive more than the 26,000 euro after tax. The average family earns.
This is about 30,000 euro, yeah? So one family, they should not receive more, the whole family, than 30,000 euros per year after tax, which is the average family salary, yeah? Something like this. Because there were some problems with the system that people were claiming a lot of money for houses in areas which they couldn't afford to live in. So in areas like London or whatever, yeah? So where the prices are high, and they're saying there should be a cap. Do you know what I mean when I say a cap?
No. Cap.
Conrad,
Control.
do you understand what a cap is?
Control over something, or?
It's like a limit, yeah? So a cap is a limit. So the limit should be 30,000 euros maximum, which I think is a lot, yeah? So for not working. I don't think most people would get this, yeah? So I don't know who would get this money, but I think it's too much for not working and stuff. But, okay, so Nihan, yeah? So do you understand this, a cap?
Yes, it's kind of peak level.
Yeah, okay.
The top
so
of the level.
The maximum, yes? The
maximum.
It's a peak?
Like the peak, that's the no family, everyone could get more money than this. At the moment, there's not really a cap. It's based on your circumstances. So, for example, if you're disabled and you need a lot of, okay, that's different. That would come under some different money, but there's no real limit. It depends on your circumstances. Of course, the government is not giving everyone 30,000 euros. That's crazy. And I don't know what the average payment is, but it's a lot lower than that. It's just meaning that there should be a maximum of 30,000 euros per family.
Maybe for the children's or the families, big families.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. So if, for example, the family's got 10 children, they shouldn't get more, yeah? So beforehand, it will be based on your children as well. So you get a payment per week based on how many children you have, which caused other problems, because girls maybe who couldn't go to university would have this, yeah? So it would create babies to get more money, yeah? So things like this. So it's the limit. The average family on benefits would not get nowhere near this much money. But
it's per year.
Is it per year?
Per year, yes.
Per year, yeah. Per year. So yeah, okay. So but that should be the cap. Okay, let's have a look at this then. So the next paragraph.
Should I read or anyone? I don't know.
Anyone can read. Would you would you like to continue, Imad?
Yeah, okay, track. The benefits cap estimated at 350 euros a week for a single adult and 500 euros a week for a couple or single parent. Regardless of how many children they have, is being piloted in 4 areas of London. For July, it will be rolled out across England, Scotland, and Wales.
Okay. So here it said, yeah, benefits cap estimated at 350 quid a week, which is, I don't know, the exchange rate's bad at the moment, so maybe 420 euros. I think maybe 400. I don't know. Yeah, so I haven't worked it out. 420 a week should be the cap for a single adult. Meaning, if you are on your own living by yourself, you should get no more than 420 euros a week. Yeah, that should be the cap. That's for everywhere. So in London, regardless of how many children. So for example, if you are a single man or a single woman with 8 children, then this should be the maximum you get, yeah? So to encourage people, basically, 1, to not have too many children, and 2, to not live beyond their means, meaning don't, if you can't pay for it yourself, don't do it, kind of thing, yeah? So benefits cap, and 600, I guess that's 600 euros or so for a couple, or no, 600 euros per week for a single parent if you have children. But if you're single and you don't have children, 420 euros a week. It's been piloted in 4 areas of London. And in London, I guess that would be quite difficult money, yeah? So the cost, don't forget, it sounds high, I guess, but the costs in London are very, very, very high as well. So actually...
Yes, very high sounds.
Expensive London.
So who's been to London? So Conrad's been to London?
Yeah. It's so expensive.
Okay, and what kind of lifestyle could you live with this money? So £350 per week, which would be the maximum, yeah? So it's not that everyone would get this, it's just the very, very maximum. So what kind of lifestyle do you think you could live with this money?
It's no good. It's no good lifestyle because it's not it's not a great amount of money.
Yeah, so it sounds all right, yeah, because it's free, but 350, that's what, yeah? So 700, 1,000, well, the rent would be like, I don't know, 700, 800 pounds already. Then you've got the food, the transport is very expensive, maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, absolutely expensive, yeah. The Oyster car is so expensive.
So it's about, I don't know, you can get a monthly ticket, but maybe £7 per day is like unlimited travel. Yeah. So if you think the money you're left with, it sounds a lot, but after the end of the month is you probably break even, as in you come out at zero, yeah? You just have enough money to pay for the rent, to pay for the food and things like this. And that would be the maximum, yeah? So it's not going to be more than this.
Martin, let me ask you one thing about UK. What about the situation with the immigrants? For example, when I walking around London, the last Sunday, many Spanish people or Spaniard are working in London as chef or in a restaurant. What's the perception of the authorities about that? It's willing to help them or not?
We're willing, because actually a lot of people that come to UK come with honest intentions, yeah, as in to work hard and things like this. And for that, you know, you can only support them, yeah. So I would say most, for example, immigrants don't come for the benefits. They come because they want to, I don't know, study or improve themselves or get a job or something like this and contribute in some way, because they think, okay, well, if I do that, I can get more money, yeah? So I don't think most immigrants would come for the benefits, yeah? So of course, maybe some would, yeah? So it's a system that would happen, but most come because they're working in a restaurant because at the same time they're studying, yeah? Or something like this. So generally, you can't say, oh yeah, immigrants are bad when we're in London, because London is an immigrant city, yeah. So it has been for years, and that's how it's built up, yeah. So the perception of the government, of course, they need to control it, yeah. So of course, the jobs are going down generally in the UK, so unemployment maybe is. It's still not so bad as in other countries, but it could get bad. The economy is going down, so of course this is something they're considering. But I wouldn't say it's like they're taking advantage so much.
Yeah, Martin, I read an article, or to be honest, I watch on television a presentation about the problem in Eurozone. The point is, for example, in Spain or Greece are very bad economic situation, and the countries as Germany and Britain have the obligation to absorb the job seeker, and in order to maintain any limits or reasonable persons of unemployment.
Yeah,
that's the reason, because many people are immigrating or trying to cross the border to UK or Germany.
But
I don't know.
Quite frankly, there is little jobs as well, yeah. So, yeah, this happens. This one part of the conditions to be in the EU, yeah. So you have like, kind of open doors and things like this. But what happens often is it's a market, yeah. So the employers are just going to employ people who work hard, who have the right qualifications, whatever, and that's open to everyone, regardless of nationality. And if, for example, an immigrant gets the job over a British person, you shouldn't say, oh, that's because the immigrant's taking the job. It's just because they're better for the job, yeah? Because there has to be a minimum wage anyway. And, for example, if there's a job that's being paid on minimum wage, it doesn't make a difference if this person employs a British person or a Spanish person or a German person even, yeah. So because there is this minimum wage, minimum salary they have to pay. So it's usually if they get the job, it's because either they're better, yeah. And that's the thing that British people need to do to try and compete with this, even, yeah. So I don't know, yeah, but that's a thing they're talking about at the moment a lot. Because there is also a lot of illegal workers. So the companies say, well, you know, you can work in my restaurant, but we won't pay you officially. Yeah. So something like that happens, I think.
Yeah. That's the reason because the Finnish authorities are trying to avoid the enormous quantity of immigration, because our authorities are trying to close the borders, and in order to select what kind of immigrants we need.
So ultimately, there'll still be, without the EU, for example, there'll still be immigration to the UK. It just means you can control it a bit more, yeah? So that's one of the things they're talking about. But I don't know, yeah? So I don't know what we're going to do with the EU, because basically we don't integrate a lot, yeah? So we use different money, we use different system, we have different visas, we have different... So effectively, we're on our own anyway. We just have, you know, some other things. But I don't know what's happening. They're talking about this, and they're going to have a vote. If this government is elected in the next term, they're going to vote on this, and we're going to talk about yes or no, yeah, to the EU. But that's another issue. But yeah, at the moment, I think it's all right. It's just difficult to get a job for anyone, I think, yeah, for immigrants or for British people at the moment. Yes, it's tricky, especially in London, where the minimum wage is the same in London or in Manchester, but the costs are so high, so to live is difficult, I think, which most people don't think of when they come originally. Okay, so any more comments on this?
I think. Okay.
Okay, Robert.
I think it's great thing to offering the people who don't have enough income or are suffering from bad conditions some money, and you are taking into account that these people should look for a work if they are able to, then it's very good. And you should take a cap for that thing, because as they talk, I agree with that because people who have, let's say, if you have enough income and guaranteed, and you don't have to work, then you won't work. The only thing that will encourage you to fight and to work every day is that you are looking for money. And if they offer you money in an easy way, then you are not working for any reason.
Yeah, there's no incentive. Yeah, so
particularly.
Okay, for most people, you know, with ambition and stuff, who want to get a good career because, I don't know, they want more money and stuff, then it doesn't affect these people. These people would never be incentivized by this money, but it does affect people that may be thinking, oh, okay, I don't want to study or don't want to do well at school or whatever, or, you know, usually it happens in families, yeah? So we're talking about the people who take the money not because they've got into a bad situation, like they've lost their job, but because that's what they do for life, yeah? So they start when they're 16, and that's their career, basically, yeah? So it's not the people, for example, if you lose your job and you get the money, we're not talking about these people, we're talking about the people who decide to do this, yeah? As in, do it because they think it's the best thing for them rather than even looking for a job, that kind of thing.
Yes, because this amount of money is more than the subsistence wage in the UK, if I remember well, because I had been looking for a job advertisement a few years ago because I was interested in working in the UK, and maybe still I am. So the system is absolutely not incentive, I think.
Yeah, but this is worth saying that this is the maximum, yeah? So this will be in the most expensive parts of London as well, yeah? So the actual payment, but this is the point, and you've raised a good point. If, for example, you get a job that's paying £1,000 per month, and you can somehow get a benefit package of £800 or whatever, you're going to take the £800, and I don't know, you could do something to get the £200, yeah? So I think you can still work some hours with benefits, but not so much. So this is the point Robert made, is that's what I was saying earlier. People sometimes are saying, well, why should I work? Yeah. So if you're getting a job that's paying, I don't know, £1,000 a month, yeah, so it's maybe not worth it.
I have a question here.
Okay.
How the government would cover the expenses for this project? They give money where to state or they are actually should have as you spend money for these people, then you have, let's say, budget for them. I mean, the budget, is it came from taxes? Is it came from like from things that you should pay or that they were used to pay, something like that? Is it?
At the moment, it's they get given the money in the bank account. They get through. There's a thing, I'm not so familiar with it, but there's a housing benefit, which means that if you can't afford to live in rent an apartment, you get this money provided by the government, which pays the rent, yes, to the landlord directly. Yeah, you get this money. Then you get maybe something called job seekers allowance, or I think job seekers allowance is when you're looking for a job, they pay you maybe, I don't know, £60 a week or something.
Yeah, so it's programmed on. So it's programmed. It's something that you should do to get the budget. Not always available.
Yeah, up until a certain point, a couple of years ago, I think. But before, they would just pay the money. But now I've heard that basically, if you're looking for a job, you have to go to a centre every week. You have to have a meeting, stuff like this. So people, because another thing that people were doing is they were taking this money and going off to Spain, yeah, and to live somewhere else because the costs are cheaper there, yeah. So things like that. So this I've heard a lot as well. Or go to Thailand, for example, yeah, and get this money. But now they've made it a bit difficult to do this. But yeah, okay. Any more comments on that one?
Martin.
Okay.
Sorry. In my country, I heard some news. For example, when you divorce, you can get your father's retirement payments, and we heard a lot of cases like that. They are living together, but they are legally divorced, and to get some more money to their fathers. And this kind of misuses can be occur because when you are working, you can work illegally, and you can get the other payments, the benefit payments. It's possible. Yeah. How can they save this kind of situations?
I don't know, yeah, so it's an interesting point, but yeah, people always try to explore. But the thing is, the ultimate thing is you cannot criticize the people for doing this, because if it's legal, you know, we're all people. You know, if the system allows you to do something and you're doing it in a legal way, then why not, yeah? So
yes,
ultimately,
exactly, I say.
You can't say, oh, these people are terrible for taking money when it's offered to them in a legal way, yeah? So that's the thing, and that's why they're saying this. They're acknowledging this, and they're saying actually we need to change the system, yeah, because it would be a problem, yeah, in the long term. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So there's the maximum. Any new words in that you didn't understand? So benefits cap estimated 350 quid for a week for a single adult, regardless of how many children they have. What does that mean?
Not depends. Not depends.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, so if you have 5 children, if you have 30 children, yeah, that's the maximum. It's being piloted in 4 areas. What does this mean? Piloted.
Tested.
Yeah, tested. Tested. So
pilot project, when they launch and they see results in time on that low. I don't know what they do.
Perfect. Yeah. So that's when something's being piloted. That's being tested. And yet, at the moment, this system doesn't exist, but they're testing it to see if it will work to give this maximum. Yeah, so if it will improve the economy or whatever. Okay, from July, it will be rolled out across England, Scotland, and Wales. What does this mean?
Developed.
Rolled out meaning expanded. So they're gonna not just test it in London; they're gonna test it in every part of the UK. Apart
developed from not is the same that expanded.
Rolled out, developed into other areas. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Yep, the same. Okay, is that clear for everyone? Yeah. So, yeah. Robert,
Matit, could you explain again the meaning of the rolling out?
For example, if I don't know, Conrad, you start a business in Finland, and you test it in Helsinki, your business idea, and you sell a few products first to see how it works. If it works, you would want to roll it out meaning expand it. In that case, it's very similar to developed, yeah? So roll it out, meaning launch it in other areas.
Okay.
Roll it out, yeah? So...
Okay.
To start in mass.
Yeah,
in our country.
To launch it in other areas, yep. Okay, so Nihan, is that clear?
Yes.
Iman?
Yeah, so true.
Okay, in that case, let's go on. So, who would like to read the next bit? We've got a couple of minutes. Maybe we have time for one more paragraph.
I can volunteer.
In fact, if you want, we can just go over the summaries, yeah? So if you're interested, but you can look at this in your own time, I guess. But yeah, yes, please, actually, Nihan.
And the major weekly cost for most people is housing. But the massive variation in costs across the United Kingdom almost renders it pointless to talk about any sort of average. Many, but not all, people on low incomes have most or all of their rent covered by housing benefits.
Okay, maybe the last bit?
So, including housing costs, how much money does a person, for the sake of simplicity, single and living alone, need to get by?
Okay, so the major weekly cost for most people is housing, yeah? So housing in the UK generally is expensive, although, like it says here, it varies, yeah? So it varies around the UK. Do you know what this means? It varies.
Can change.
Variable.
It's not fixed.
Yeah. The price in, I don't know, on the Shetland Islands, which is like an island off the coast of Scotland, is not going to be the same as the cost in the centre of London, yeah? So it varies across the UK, meaning there are cheaper areas, there are more expensive areas. So they're saying it's difficult to decide variation in cost across the UK almost renders it pointless to talk about any sort of average, meaning why talk about an average when everything's different, yeah? So it doesn't make sense to talk about an average. Okay, you can talk about maybe the average in London or a specific area, but you can't compare London with northern Scotland, yeah? So that's what it's saying. Okay, many but not all people on low incomes have most or all of their rent covered by housing benefit, which we discussed, excluding housing costs. To get by, do you know what this means, to get by?
Where is this word written?
So it says, how much money does a person need to get by?
It's need, maybe.
To live on?
Have.
Just to survive, yeah? So not to live luxuriously, but just to survive. Ansh has joined us just now. Are you there? Can't hear you. Okay, but anyway, Ansh, we've run out of time. I've got a class straight after this if you're interested in joining, but interesting speaking with you guys. Good to speak with you again, okay? So take care and hopefully speak to you later.
Okay,
Thank you. Bye-bye, Martin.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
Cheers.